Celebrate our 39th independence and win 39 times over with Flow. Sign up now for any Flow service and get installed for only 39 cents. Plus, 39 lucky customers will win 39 days free service. Sign up and win today. Be part of the celebration. Flow. Watch, talk, click.
This is CC6 Newsnight Weekend Review for January 28th to 31st, 2013. It was a week in which Prime Minister and opposition leader complete nomination process ahead of February 19th general elections. The National Party urged public debate with the incumbent Prime Minister, and former government minister says the Bushin program has no tangible long-term benefits. In sports, Karani James and Nisha Bernard Thomas named Sportsman and Sportswoman of 2012. Details when we return.
Why settle for less when you can see more with Flow? With Flow's digital video service, you get more channels, more customizable video packages, more flexibility with your personal video recorder, pause, rewind, and record your favorite shows. In other words, we give you more so you can really enjoy the bigger picture.
Flow, watch, talk, click.
It's a popular belief that all windows and doors are the same. But at St. Lou Metal, we know the difference. With true Grenadian craftsmanship and precision that gives the best quality and low guaranteed prices, you have a wide variety of windows and doors to choose from. Skylight windows, 2-half kitchen doors, aluminum doors with window inside and screen. We are the doors and windows people. St. Lou Metal, building number 19, Frequente Industrial Park. Call 439-6538.
At Scotiabank, we offer a number of borrowing solutions to make home ownership work for you. It all starts with a conversation. For the right mortgage advice, come in and talk to us. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
Thanks for joining us. I am Samantha Williams. Political leader of the National Democratic Congress and Prime Minister Tillman Thomas says the work has just begun in his quest for a second term in office as he completed the nomination process on Thursday.
That was the atmosphere on the streets of Sates when political leader of the National Democratic Congress and Prime Minister Honorable Tillman Thomas journeyed to the IDC building to present his credentials on nomination day to officially put himself up as the candidate for St. Patrick East. Prior to his journey to the St. Patrick East and West constituency office, Prime Minister Thomas spoke with CC6 Newsnight.
Nomination day is a very important day in the whole electoral process. Because it is there you would know who are really your competitors. And generally lots of excitement as you see on the streets, people in green and yellow. So it is a lot of excitement, but we are looking forward to it. From this afternoon we will know really who are our competitors and we continue doing the work.
The St. Patrick East candidate says now that he has been officially nominated, the work has just begun to ensure that the seat remains with the NDC.
In politics you never relax, it's a constant work until the election day. Because things happen a day in politics is a very long time. But after nomination day, that's when you really intensify the visits and, check all the various areas. There's some of the areas that are isolated. You check all the different corners to make sure that you engage everybody in the constituency.
PM Thomas also spoke of the work that will have to go into campaigning and running the affairs of the country at the same time.
Well, it's not all that difficult for me because generally I keep in touch with the people. I've always visited the constituency, visited all the villages periodically. So it's a continuous work for me. It becomes a way of life for me, really.
And frankly, how's the campaign going?
The campaign going fairly well. The day before we were in River Sally on the ground, yesterday we were in Rose Hill. The campaign is going fairly well.
There are 3 other candidates contesting the St. Patrick's East constituency: Valdon Paul of the National United Front, Clifton Paul of the New National Party, and Winston Frederick of the People's United Labour Party. Sherry and Noel, CC6 Newsnight.
Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell led one of the biggest motorcades on Thursday as he completed nomination process ahead of the next month's general elections.
Leader of the opposition New National Party, Dr. Keith Mitchell, was the first to be nominated at the St. George Northwest constituency office to contest next month's pending general elections. Nomination day was on Thursday, beginning 9 a.m., and Dr. Mitchell, accompanied by 6 witnesses, arrived at the office at 9 sharp. He spoke to the media after the process was completed.
We are on the road to what we perceive to be at this stage a massive victory. Not for me, but for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And what I have to do now in my constituency is to make sure that within the next 2 weeks, when 28th comes, the treasury will be $300 richer.
Dr. Mitchell says the plan for the 15 candidates of what he calls the rescue team of the NNP was to ensure they were among the first to be nominated in their respective constituencies.
We are very satisfied. In fact, we have indicated to people that they should not wait to register, to not be nominated any time later than be there at 9 o'clock. And that you'll find that most of the nomination stations that people, our candidates will be there pretty early, like you find me being here early at almost close to 9 o'clock here today. And therefore we expect that they will be ready, and of course we expect the task of the last 2-3 weeks of campaigning will be pretty hectic, and we expect them to follow the program and direction of the New National Party into victory.
He says they will continue to canvass the voters' registration list because they are not taking any chances in their quest to form the next government.
We have to keep monitoring the movement of voters' attitude over the next 2-3 weeks. So the task of every candidate, including myself, is not to ease up at all, not to take anything for granted, because while the pollsters have indicated there is the likelihood of a massive victory for the NNP, one of the things people have to understand about polls, the polls can only predict what is happening at the moment the polls are taken.
Dr. Mitchell was elected MP for St. George Northwest in 1984 and has won every general election since. He is also the longest-serving Prime Minister of Grenada, having led the country from 1995 to 2008. Blossom Alexis Welsh, CC6 Newsnight.
Political posturing by one of the main parties seeking to govern the country is affecting a national discussion on economic issues. As attempts to bring the NNP and NDC together for a national debate hit a roadblock, as one party insists it will only move in one direction.
The main opposition New National Party is calling on national organizations to urge the leader of the incumbent National Democratic Congress to participate in a leaders' debate. CC6, in collaboration with the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, had proposed a debate between the two parties to discuss their economic plans for taking the country forward. But the NNP opposed the idea of having other candidates seeking election included in the debate. Speaking on behalf of the NNP, Simon Steele says the position of the opposition is that the two leaders only must debate each other.
The two key issues that we see for this election, one is the economy, and the second is leadership. And the two subjects go hand in hand. So without a leaders' debate, we don't believe the electorate will get a realistic enough picture of what is being asked of them come February the 19th.
He says it is unfortunate that the ruling NDC's political leader and Prime Minister, Honorable Tillman Thomas, has refused to engage the political leader of the NNP, Dr. Keith Mitchell, in a public debate.
Well, I would ask our national organizations, be it the Conference of Churches, the trade unions, the Chamber of Commerce, NGOs, etc., to urge the Prime Minister and the National Democratic Congress to engage in this critical debate that I think the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique will want to see.
Attempts made by CC6 in 2008 to engage the same two political parties in a debate were unsuccessful, as the then ruling NNP refused to participate. But Mr. Steele says it is critical that the issues be discussed at the level of a debate before the electorate goes to the poll.
I think that the general public is tired of all of the rhetoric, the platform rhetoric which we will hear. So to create an unbiased environment where those two figureheads can debate in a fair and evenly formatted debate is in the best interest of the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique.
CC6 and the GCIC since last December had invited the two major political parties to engage in a debate on the economy and the way forward for Grenada out of the present financial crisis. The proposed format is that the two political leaders, along with at least two members of their teams, who are also seeking election, form a panel that will outline their respective parties' economic plans for the country. The NDC has accepted the invitation to engage in this debate on February 13th, but the NNP insists it will only participate in a leaders-only debate. Janelle Andrews, CC6 Newsnight.
When we return, new opportunity for Grenadians to work in the U.S. in the field of agriculture.
Only one dishwashing liquid can do the job. Quicks is the expert in taking out the toughest grease easily. You know you can trust it. Quicks cuts grease better, full stop.
GTM wishes to advise its customers of its new toll-free office and fax numbers for our local offices. You can contact us at 800-4GTM. That is 800-4486. Alternatively, we can be contacted on telephone numbers 232-2351, 232-6456 or 232-0920.
GTM, song solid, reliable. Digicel makes you smile. Free SMS, free international and local. Free magic number calls, extra credit when you top up 10 or more, and get rewarded for your top up. Digicel gives you more to keep you smiling. Get free SMS when you top up with $10. Magic number calls when you top up with $15. Free international once you top up with $20. Free local calls to all Digicel numbers. Extra credit for $30 or more. You get more. 10% bonus credit to do anything you want. Digicel makes you smile. Digicel, the bigger, better network.
Celebrate our 39th independence and win 39 times over with Flow. Sign up now for any Flow service and get installed for only 39 cents. Plus, 39 lucky customers will win 39 days free service. Sign up and win today. Be part of the celebration. Flow. Watch, talk, click.
Welcome back. Grenadians will soon begin to benefit from a U.S. program that caters to people with a passion for agriculture, as the Spice Isle was added to a list of almost 60 countries that are eligible for a special kind of visa.
The U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security, in consultation with the Secretary of State, has identified 59 countries whose nationals are eligible to participate in that country's H-2A and H-2B programs for the coming year. And that list includes one new addition, Grenada. The list, which was published on Sunday and came into effect on January 18th, now makes it possible for Grenadians to fill temporary or seasonal employment in the U.S. Addressing party supporters at a rally held by the National Democratic Congress in St. George's on Sunday, NDC St. John caretaker Dr. George Vincent says the good news comes because of the stewardship of the economy and good governance under Prime Minister Honorable Tillman Thomas.
I recall, folks, when we were young, lots of our neighbors in the villages went to agricultural programs in the U.S. That stopped for a while. I am telling you now that this new revelation, this new announcement would allow our young people to go do agricultural work in the U.S.
The addition of Grenada to the list was determined by 4 main factors, which included the country's cooperation with respect to issuance of travel documents for citizens and the number of orders of removal executed against citizens.
There are only 3 countries in that program in the Caribbean: Jamaica, Barbados, and now Grenada. Jamaica over the last year has sent 8,716 people to work in the U.S. on the H-2A and H-2B visas. We are looking forward to 1,000 plus people going to the U.S. on the same program. This is real progress, and this is because of the governance of Uncle Tim.
Prime Minister Thomas says the agreement will run for a year and will provide employment opportunities for people interested in agriculture.
We've been exposing our young people to training. Some are training hospitality arts, some are training electronics, electrical installation and other areas. And now there are opportunities. So the ones we set up the administrative structure to get this program going, we will see several of our young people getting opportunities to go to the US and more. And we are happy about this because we believe our young people deserve to get this opportunity.
There are 59 countries on the U.S. H-2A and H-2B list, which includes Australia, Belize, Canada, Guatemala, Iceland, Japan, Macedonia, the Netherlands, United Kingdom, and Vanuatu. Blossom Alexis Welsh, CC6 Newsnight.
The government's debushing program is being scrutinized by a former minister of the ruling administration, and she suggests that a more tangible program be put in place to provide employment for Grenadians.
Political leader of the National United Front, Glenys Roberts, while speaking with CC6 Newsnight at her home on Tuesday on the issue of women in politics, spoke out on the government's debushing program now underway. Mrs. Roberts says that is one program that she would not encourage further as it has no tangible long-term benefits.
It's a short-term means of employment, but it's not sustainable. Because, frankly, what can a family do with 3 fortnights a year? Really and truly. How that program, we should have continuous maintenance, so we will no longer have this high bush growing up, because the bush is going to waste in actual fact. Because we do not have a means of utilizing it for fertilizer, because we have not gone to that further step.
The politician, who has served in the parliament for the past 9 years, says it's time to move away from the 3 fortnight scenario and come up with a more prudent way to invest the funds.
We need to find a way to use that money to go back into our farms. There are a lot of vines covering nutmeg trees, cocoa trees. They may not be government property, but government will know who own it. Get into dialogue with people who may be in the diaspora. Can we lease this from you for a certain time? You know, and get everybody moving and acting. I believe it's not a unrealistic dream, but we have to push towards it.
The debushing program has been ongoing for a number of years, where people find short-term employment, cleaning the roadside, cutting overhanging trees and unblocking drains and culverts. Sherry Ann Noel, CC6 Newsnight.
Hundreds of Grenadians are expected to find employment when Sandals Resource Resort officially opens its doors later this year, and a senior official of the hotel chain is guaranteeing that the economic spin-off will be felt in other sectors outside of the hospitality industry.
The over $50 million project being undertaken on the site of Sandals Resource in the south of the island is expected to be the beginning of a massive economic spin-off that officials of the resort chain say will bring major benefits to Grenada. Regional Director of Sandals Resorts International Eastern Caribbean, Jeremy Jones, speaking to members of the media recently, says at the end of the project, Grenadians will be the ones to benefit from the establishment of the luxury resort in the Spice Isle.
With that, you're going to find a lot of secondary and support services coming online as well. The purchasing that's going to take place, the people who are buying from, the spin-off that you're going to get of the dollar going into the economy. It's sometimes very difficult to measure. And I mean, economists will tell you about the multiplier effect and the trickle-down effect of the dollar. And that's sometimes very difficult to trace, but you have to appreciate that the taxi driver who's going to be carrying our guests from the airport to the hotel, they're going to be benefiting. The farmers who we're purchasing from, even the people who may be importing products that we're going to be purchasing on the island, they're going to get some benefits as well. And then the employees that are going to be employed, being able to buy cars, take out a mortgage on their houses, pay their school fees, all those indicators and spin-offs, you're going to have 400, 500 new jobs that are going to be able to generate that type of economic activity.
Since Sandals Resort International purchased La Sauce last November, major construction work has been ongoing on the site, and a total of 212 suites will be ready for occupancy upon its completion. Mr. Jones says 450 to 500 Grenadians will also find full-time employment at the resort.
By the time you get to about July or August, we still have all the files on board. We're going to send invitations out to the people who were disenfranchised first and foremost. Everyone will get an invitation to come in to be interviewed. Once they meet the criteria and they can go through the training, because we have a belief that we are going to hire the attitude and train the skill. Now for Grenada that is going to be easy for us because we found wonderful attitudes here. And maybe the skills that we need to train are probably going to be a little bit different, a little more heightened than exists here. But if you have the right attitude, we feel we can train that person. So all the folks who used to work here, if they're going to be working elsewhere and they still want to apply to us, we'll review the applications, ensure that they meet the criteria, send them through the training and orientation program.
Once complete, Sandals La Sauce Grenada Resort and Spa will be the 14th resort in the Sandals chain of exclusive luxury properties, and officials of Sandals Resorts International are promising that it will be the #1 hotel in the Jamaica-based company's portfolio.
What we find with a Sandals Resort, whenever we open a new hotel, the first couple of guests who come to our hotels are people who have been to a Sandals before, because they want to see the next new thing. They want to be the first one there to see what it is that you guys have done better. And then their expectations in terms of the level of service and the quality of product is automatically higher, because you've told us you've built a bigger, better, brighter hotel. So obviously the food, the quality and the services are going to be that much better. So there's a heightened expectation where that is concerned, and we want the team here to be ready to meet those expectations. So we traditionally go through a 90-day training period and reorientation exercise before the hotel even gets opened, and then once we hit the ground running, there's no stopping.
Sandals La Sauce Grenada Resort and Spa is scheduled to open its doors with a soft launch on December 20th. Sherry Ann Noel, CC6 Newsnight.
Coming up in sports, local referees presented with their official FIFA credentials.
Breeze removes stains in the first wash. The other detergents? Not always. You have to wash it all again and use twice the amount. So, which one costs more? Do the math. Choose Breeze. Unbeatable stain removal.
Cool me down. Nothing can hard in my country. So I open a bakery. Hey, yes.
Hey, in order that I should marry.
When did you jump, soca? Friendliest people you'll ever meet. Wise man with black stone beside it.
Live on Community Channel 6 every Saturday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's Sound System Saturday.
Hello, I'm Chef Didier and welcome to Meals in a Minute, brought to you by the Baron Gourmet Collection.
Today we join Chef Didier on a culinary trip to China for a delicious sweet and sour chicken stir fry.
We start by simply branding a chicken breast in a hot pan with a little bit of oil. Add a little more oil to the pan and stir fry your fresh vegetables until barely tender. Then add a jar of sweet and sour sauce from the Baron Gourmet Collection with some fresh noodles and toss it until nice and hot. And now you are ready to enjoy your sweet and sour stir fry.
We hope we can inspire your next meal in minutes with the Baron Gourmet Collection. Baron, we make food tasty.
Welcome back. More than 20 athletes were celebrated over the weekend at a prestigious gala, which is organized annually to honor the nation's sportsmen and women who have performed outstandingly throughout the previous year.
Reigning world and Olympic 400-meter champion Kirani James, for the 4th consecutive year, has copped the National Grenada Male Sports Personality of the Year award. Kirani, at a ceremony held at the Grenada Grand Beach Resort on Saturday to honor Grenada's dominant 2012 sportsmen and women, walked away with the title over a field of 13 other male nominees. The 20-year-old secured the island's first Olympic medal when he earned gold at the 2012 London Summer Games. The gala event was organized by the Grenada Olympic Committee, and its president is Royston Lahey.
As we celebrate our achievements of 2012, let us again further exert ourselves for the continued development and success for this year and for the years to come. I personally believe that despite our limitations in size, we in Grenada here have a very sound structure in place to enable our continued success. Let us build on that structure and develop the desire in our young athletes to achieve their best at the highest level.
Another track athlete, Nisha Bernard-Smith, who also represented Grenada at the London Games, was selected as the female sports personality for her success and spirit in 2012. Bernard-Smith, who recently turned 32, effectively reached the semi-finals in the women's 800 meter at the Games with a season's best 2 minutes 00.68 seconds. The National Sports Awards attracted many supporters, which included friends and family members of the awardees, officials of the Grenada Athletics Association, Grenada Olympic Committee, the Ministry of Sports, and government officials, as well as numerous corporate friends.
Grenadian referees who have been given the nod by World Football governing body FIFA promises to deliver what is expected from them on the international stage.
The 3 local football referees who have been selected to represent their country on FIFA's 2013 International Referees and Assistant Referees list were presented with their official 2013 FIFA badges and recognitions on Wednesday. In a short ceremony which was presided over by officials of the Grenada Football Association and officials of Lime who have come on board to support the GFA with uniforms for their referees. The 3 referees receiving their official 2013 FIFA badges and recognitions are assistant referees newcomer Quan Bud and Alison Phillip and lone referee Valman Bido.
It is an honor being in this position here today, and well, the work has already started because we would have already started working with other persons. And I wish that not only I could share that, but a lot of other young people could go on the international scene as referees or assistant referees and do same. My plans are simple: to just go out there, work hard, represent Grenada the best that I could, and see where the future takes us.
As an assistant referee, first thing we have to start doing is housekeeping in the terms of your presentation. And after that, we will be able to go to the field and we will be able to do all the drills, what is required from FIFA to the international level. And I will be able to do much.
I've been a FIFA referee for the past 15 years. After 2008, I picked up an injury in Miami, and I was off for 2 years. But with the encouragement of my family, especially my wife, I came back in 2011. Once you reach age 45, you have to get off. But I mean, the body ain't taking me on that far. So I think that's my last year. However, I'm moving on to I am a FIFA MA, also FIFA MA technical instructor to teach the laws of the game. So my shoulders are very heavy now to teach the upcoming referees the laws of the game and to ensure we have other international referees from Grenada.
The 3 are expected to begin their duties very soon as a member of FIFA's international referees team.
That's all we have for you in sports on 6. A recap of the headlines is next.
Celebrate our 39th independence and win 39 times over with Flow. Sign up now for any Flow service and get installed for only 39 cents. Plus, 39 lucky customers will win 39 days free service. Sign up and win today. Be part of the celebration. Flow. Watch, talk, click.
Recapping the headlines, it was the week in which Prime Minister and opposition leader complete nomination process ahead of February 19th general elections. The National Party urged public debate with the incumbent Prime Minister. The former government minister says the Bushan program has no tangible long-term benefits. In sports, Kimani James and Nisha Bernard-Thomas named Sportsman and Sportswoman of 2012. That brings us to the end of CC6 Newsnight Week in Review for January 28th to 31st, 2013. Top stories from CC6 Newsnight can also be seen on our Facebook page, Flow Community Channel 6. On behalf of the news team, I'm Samantha Williams, thanking you for joining us.